Good morning.
Hi.
It's Friday.
Friday.
And normally we're here with you Thursday, but we found ourselves yesterday at the top of the Space Needle.
Yes.
And so more on that later, but here we are today on Friday. And we're going to be talking a little bit about filling your cup. What does that even mean? Why do we need to do it? How does it help us? So I'm Rebecca, this is Erica.
Hey.
And we're here as part of AllMomDoes. So something I love today that this is a little Bible I have at my desk, that it said in the front was, we invite you to begin a lifelong journey. And I think that helped me because it's every quiet time or filling your cup time isn't just one moment done. It's a lifelong journey. So I'll start there. I don't know.
And I think it's snatching up those moments.
Yeah.
So I leave for work at 4:50 a.m., sometimes 4:52, depends on how fast I can do my hair. Like today was not such a good hair day, but that's okay. And when I walk into my driveway and I see the stars, and I will stop, even if I'm like, okay, I need this 30 seconds to get to work. I stop and I'm like, whoa, thank you, Lord. And the most amazing thing can happen in 30 seconds. You just stop and say thank you, and all of a sudden you realize His presence is with you before you're at the coffee maker and you're doing the next thing at your desk. You're taking that 30 seconds to just stop and say, there is a God, He's real, He's in my life. So I don't know if it's so much as always, here's my Bible or my devotional, but snatching up those moments in the day, right?
Yeah, I love that. I think what's so important about that is maybe we should back up and talk about what is filling your cup?
Yes.
Why do we even need to do that? So I guess to me, I would define it as just, like you said, taking a moment, remembering, connecting with God, developing relationship with Him, letting Him fill you. I think a lot of times I don't come to my devotional time or quiet time or do it at all because I feel like I have nothing left to give.
Yes.
And the point of it is that I'm going to be filled, not that I'm bringing anything. God doesn't want you, He doesn't need anything. He's there to fill you. And so that's something, hopefully, that encourages.
There's nothing on His Amazon wish list, which is nice.
He doesn't need it.
My alarm goes off at 3:50 a.m. Okay? And I have started a thing, and you know what? It's almost kind of embarrassing, but like I have my phone right on my nightstand because the alarm went off, and I will read a chapter of the Bible. It might be like this morning it was Psalm 106. And then sometimes I'll highlight one verse that really jumps out, and then I'll screenshot it. And then throughout the day you can go back. To me, filling your cup could be a reset. You know, you have a second while the Keurig is working on your coffee. You're like, okay, I'm going to go back to that verse and reset. Especially if you're upset with someone in your life. Right? Because when you're trying to do your work, then your mind kind of goes over here. And I like that. It's like hitting F5 on your life. Refresh your screen and refresh your view.
Yeah.
Right?
There aren't rules.
Yes.
There aren't any rules with quiet time or where you're doing it or how you're doing it. I used to feel like, oh gosh, I'm not a morning person. I can't get up and like have this amazing time in my Bible and just feel like I'm ready for it. It's just never going to happen for me in the morning. And to be honest, I can't do it in the nighttime either because my kids are craziness. And then by the time I get into bed, I'm just like, I don't know. I can't even see straight. I don't know.
I know.
So there isn't rules, and there isn't a perfect way, and you will have seasons where it changes, and that's okay. Stop striving for this like perfect situation. I think that freed me up. I was thinking today that I feel constantly like I'm gonna fail at it, and so I don't even try because clearly I can't do this perfect thing. So why even show up? And all we have to do is show up.
I feel like with God, my relationship with God is a love relationship. I know yours is too. It's not like we have to follow these rules and if you mess up, He's doing this. And I grew up in a different denomination there was a lot of guilt involved. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel that now. It's a freedom. So Rebecca, you and I are good friends, and I will sometimes text you a funny picture, you know, something that I know you're going to get and we're going to laugh, and you'll put the little haha at the top or the love heart. And I feel like that's what we can do with God, especially in busy seasons. We check in, right? Maybe it's sitting at a red light and you're like, okay, God, I'm going into this meeting and I'm nervous. I know you're there. I have a friend, one time, I'll never forget this. I was in the middle of a really hard thing. And we're all, we have hard things that we have to do sometimes. And she texted me this one phrase, God is with you. Ooh, I still get chills. Maybe there's somebody today you can text that to.
Yeah.
It's stopping in the middle of your day and saying, wait, God is with me. How can this change this meeting? What can it change? And when it comes to quiet time, and I haven't done this in a long time, but there's something that has really helped me. And that is literally going through a Bible study, something structured. And if you're new to the family of God, I was thinking the best one, Angie Smith. Are you familiar with her?
Oh, yes.
Angie
She
Smith.
has great studies.
Seamless. If
Yeah.
you're new to the faith, or if you want kind of a refresher course to remember and go over everything that you believe, Seamless rocks. And get your girlfriends together.
Yeah.
And you know what? If your babies are playing on the floor and you're sipping your coffee and it takes you 3 hours to get through one chapter,
Okay.
it's great. It can take you a
Yeah,
year
it's
to go
okay.
through Seamless. But if you, I don't know, Rebecca, if you're like me, I like the structure.
I do too. I have a really hard time just sitting down and going, where should I start today? And I love hearing stories of people who can do that, but I just think my brain is so scattered with little kids. It's really hard for me to sit down and do that. And I was thinking, we had posted a blog on AllMomDoes a while back about, give yourself grace if you're not getting there every day.
Yeah.
And I had a comment that said, no, we need to be spurring each other forward. And I was like, what do we need to do for each other? And I was just thinking about what I need when I have little kids is maybe somebody like Erica who has bigger kids who's walked through the season to come to me and say, you know what, you're going to get through this. It's okay if you have little moments. That she is the encouraging part for me. But then somebody who's in the muck with me is spurring me forward, because we need to spur each other forward together.
Yes.
Because we're both in that pit together.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know if coming from her, I might feel, well, you don't know. You're not there.
Exactly.
And she does know. She's walked through it. But we just need different people for different things. And so I would just encourage you, like Erica said, maybe send that text for somebody who's on your heart, or meet with a girlfriend who you're both struggling. Maybe you call each other on the phone or text each other every night a Bible verse. It can be so simple.
Well, and this whole Marie Kondo thing that's become so popular, throw away anything that doesn't spark joy. I was thinking about this today. I was like, how cool would it be if we all created a space in our homes? And it could be like the corner of the dining room table for you. My friend Katie has a daughter in college. And when she left, Katie had a room to deal with. She goes, Erica, it was the library for a while. It was an office. It was a gym. She goes, you know what it is now? It's my quiet time room. This is legit. Now remember, her daughter's in college. So, but literally, she got a big, comfy, cushy chair. And she told me, it's not really even about the chair or the room. It helps that there's no distractions. You know what works for her? A window. Because she's got her little book in her lap, and she said it's something about seeing nature, seeing God's creation out the window, and I can talk to him.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a window, your kitchen window, when you're doing the dishes, and you have that little moment with God, right?
I love that.
We can create a space, and if we're getting rid of our stuff like Marie says,
we will have space. I love that. Some things we've done at home too is hang up little Bible verses around the house, on the mirror, or the ones that my kids might be learning at Sunday school or at school. They'll write them out and we'll hang them up. And actually, it's become kind of this interesting sort of ministry tool too. If we have like service people coming in the house, they see the verses all over the place, and sometimes they'll comment on them. So you just never know.
Isn't that biblical too? Like in the Old Testament, they said, take these words and put them on the door frames of your homes and on your wrists, or I forget this. I don't really know the verses, but the whole idea of the Word of God has to remind us of who we are. We're so loved. There's so much grace. I think that's the message. When you think of someone you love, who you want to connect with, whether it is a text or reaching out to them, there are so many ways to reach out, because God is right there. He's not up in the sky. I believe that for many years. That he was this guy with the white beard up in the sky, waiting to, reprimand me when I screwed up, or pat me on the back when I did a good deed. He's like right there with you. And just waiting for you to come to him. And he's always happy when you do. He's happy to see you. So that inspires me to want to go to him.
I love that. And I know that Erica gave you one resource of Angie Smith, who's great. A couple others that I've been thinking of, Jenny Allen, if you don't follow her, she has a new devotional coming out called Made for This, and it's all about just finding your purpose and who you are. And, you know, we all have the purpose of spreading the love of Jesus, but just digging into who you are and how God knit you together and how he made you to be will be great. And then If Equip is also great. They have resources coming out all the time. She Reads Truth. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I am.
They also have a He Reads Truth now and a Kids Read Truth. So you can do it, you can buy the kits, so you can even do it as a family. Maybe that's something that is interesting to you. We have a devotional from Sheila Walsh called Family Devotionals. And you go through a little devotional with your kids, and then there's little tips for the week, things to talk about, things to share from your life and their life. And my kids love it, and they're younger, so it's more of a younger one. I wouldn't say it's like teens, but younger kids. Proverbs 31 has an app called Take 5, and their whole purpose behind that is give the first 5 minutes to God before you get onto social media.
Before you get out of bed.
Before you get out of bed, because I'll be honest, I usually check my Facebook feed pretty quick in the morning just to see what's going on in the day, but maybe those first 5 minutes, we're not talking about half a day, we're talking about 5 minutes. You know, you can go in there and read whatever their thought is for the day, and they have a whole community you can join. And then also some video resources that I love are the Bible Project, and they record every book of the Bible in a video form. So if it's really hard for you to read or get into a book, a video might be great, or a podcast. The Daily Bread has a podcast. And I would encourage you to find, or an audio Bible even, I would encourage you to find a way that works for you, whether you're playing it in the car. You don't have to feel like if I'm not holding my King James version of the Bible right open in front of me, I must not be doing it right.
Amen.
I just don't think we need to stop with the rules. We need to, you know, shed that and embrace technology for this.
What about Jesus Calling too? I have to tell you, Jesus Calling for kids I like better than the one for the grown-ups. And little hint, I used to leave Jesus Calling for Kids on the coffee table.
I love that.
And sometimes my kids, but when they were much younger, they would just randomly pick it up. But it really, again, there's no shame. Like if you're new to the faith and you're like, you don't even know where to start, Jesus Calling is a rock star place. Also, if you want to go super deep, you know, and you really like old writing, Streams in the Desert. Oh my word, if you're going through something, if you're going through a tough season, Streams in the Desert is the best devotional. It has literally pulled me out of the pit more times than I can tell you. I went through a depression once for a full year, and that book every day, it was like a gem. You know how, you know, you mine in the darkness? It was like finding a gem every single day. Streams in the Desert. And I'm thinking it would be kind of cool in the comments here if you shared your best devotional or how you do your quiet time, because this is like we're learning from each other. We're just having coffee and trying to figure this life thing out.
I love it.
Right?
I love it. And it encourages me so much to think that if I get 5 minutes to fill my cup, it's going to be okay. I don't have to worry about not having the perfect situation. I love it.
I think God shows up most in the imperfect. Think about when Moses is at the Red Sea. God showed up and opened the Red Sea. And he will show up in those busy moments and in the dark moments too.
He will. Well, I hope this encourages you today. We'd love for you to comment with your resources, and we'll put it up on the blog too, all the ones that we brought up today. But we're grateful for you. We're glad you're here, and we encourage you to fill your cup. Stop, because you can't pour into others if you're not being poured into.
True.
And it's hard, but worth it.
Such a joy to be with you today.
Have a great Friday.
Friday.